Alright guys, Kirk here. Welcome back to another episode of MotoGear TV. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Big up to everybody who's been supporting the channel in the last couple weeks, and I hope you guys are staying tuned for all the new content we're going to be coming out in the next few episodes. Now, to get things started, as you guys can see, I'm standing here with the M2. As you would have seen in the previous video, we did a LCI update to the front end of the car, swapping out both the headlights and also the turn signal bulbs to some brand new upgraded ones. And today I think we're going to complete the entire package by doing some work. to the rear end of the car. Got some birds in the back. But anyways, so today, as you guys can see, I have a brand new package. I'm going to be opening it up. I actually got the LCI upgraded tail lights for the M2. Now, some of you would have noticed that my tail light is the original spec. These tail lights actually came on all of the 2 Series and M2 models for the first generation. When they did the LCI update, it came with a full LED, except for the reverse lights. But luckily enough, I picked up a pair of white LED lights for the reverse lights. We're going to be putting them in as well and showing you the entire process as usual. This isn't a plug and play setup. It's going to be pretty easy to do nonetheless. There's some hardware that you're going to need as well for the plugs. I'm going to be showing you exactly how to swap out all of it. And yeah, this should be a pretty easy, fun install, so stay tuned, let's get started. Alright, so this is the package for the taillights. I'm going to show you guys some of the initial hardware that you're going to need. These are the plugs that are going to have to work with the new setup. This is what comes on the LCI from factory. I'm going to leave the description for this down below so you guys can take a look at it. You're going to need 2 of them. This is also the LED reverse lights. It's a pure white setup. It should look super bright, especially at night time. I'm going to be dropping those in as well, and I'm going to show you guys the tail lights. Alright, now these are the LCI tail lights. I'm going to show you guys a comparison just so you guys can see them side by side. Main difference up close, the reverse light is actually on the lower part of the tail light as opposed to the top. The design is slightly different as well. This is a full LED bar, a full LED brake light as well. The only bulb in this that's not LED, as I mentioned before, is the reverse light, so we're going to be swapping it out. Has the same connection. It should be pretty easy to install. To get to the reverse bulb is right here, so shouldn't have any issues with that. Again, the most difficult part in all of this is to swap out the plugs. Once you know what you're doing, it should be pretty easy. So let me give you up close to show you what the stock tail light looks like. Okay, alright, so here it is. So these are the stock OG tail lights, as you guys can see. Pretty different design compared to these. As I mentioned before, you'll notice the position of the reverse lights. To me, these are a much cleaner, modern look in my opinion. Definitely should set the rear end off and give it a sharper feel, especially at night time. Right now, I'm just going to flip the car around and get the install started. Now, this is a used set that I picked up on eBay. Pretty clean condition, no cracks or scratches or anything. It's still genuine BMW. You guys can purchase these brand new if you want. But what I'll do, I'll make sure to leave a link to purchase them and also the part number just in case you guys want. Yeah, brand new, a set is about $500, but you can pick them up used for around $250 to $350. So for the new connector, I just wanted to point out this is where it's going to be. The new version is a 6-pin as compared to the old version, which I believe is a 8-pin. When I pull it out, I'm going to show you guys exactly what I mean. Taking them out is pretty simple. There's going to be 2 screws that you need to take out, one on top, one on the bottom, and this socket right here holds the side of the taillight in place. So when you guys are taking the taillight out, you just want to be very careful not to damage this part. Okay, so in order to remove the taillight, as I mentioned before, all you're going to need is a 10mm socket. There are 2 screws, one at the top and one right here. Once you take that out, all you need to do is hold on to this handle on the side while using your other hand on the outer edge. You're going to pull straight out, and then from there all you need to do is unplug the wire. Alright, so to remove this wire connector, it's pretty straightforward. There's a gray clip right here. You're gonna have to lift it up. Yeah, once you do that, it's gonna slide off like that. And then the only other connector you need to remove is gonna be this one right here. You got to put your finger underneath it, feel for the tab, and then you're gonna pull straight out. So simple as that. Alright, so this is the LCI tail. Just thought I'd give you guys a side-by-side comparison with both. Pretty different with both of them. As you guys can see, the pattern and the layout for the LCI is fairly different from this side. So right now we're gonna go ahead and get this piece installed. First thing we're gonna do is switch out the reverse bulb for the LED version. It's pretty easy to get to. All you have to do is twist to the left, pull it out. This is your bulb. For those of you who want to switch it, the bulb for the OG pre-LCI is different as compared to the LCI. You can't use your old bulb in the new version. You're gonna have to have a new bulb for this one. So as always, Oxito, these are my go-to bulbs for any install. The ones that are used for the LCI is a 7440. I'm gonna leave the link for these in the description. These are 6000K. Now I really love the design of these. They're super bright. It comes with a nice aluminum housing. I shouldn't have any issues seeing any obstacle behind me. To remove this, pretty simple. I'm gonna pull it out from the side like that. And be careful when you're putting the LED bulb in. You don't want to touch the top of the LED at all. Slides right in. And then all you have to do is reinsert it into the socket. Like so. Twist to close. That's it. Now the next step, we're going to have to repin this 6-pin connector. As I mentioned before, the old version comes with a 8-pin. We're going to have to remove this housing and repin it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get things started off. Now in order for us to switch out from the old plug to the new plug, there is a specific orientation that we're going to have to follow. I printed out some instructions from a 2 Series forum. I'm going to have the link for this in the description as well. Basically what we're going to have to do, take out the existing pins from this plug right here and then repin it into the new connector. There are going to be a few that we're not going to be reusing. We're not going to be reusing this plug, as well as 2 of the wires in this existing plug. From what I know, it's going to be the 2 yellow and black ones that you see right there. I'm going to have to flip this plug up. There's 2 covers on each side. That's going to expose the pins. I have some sort of like a little pick removal tool. We're going to be using these to take the existing pins out and repin it into the new plug. Alright, so referring to this chart, it's pretty simple. They have all the pins for the pre-LCI listed out here, all 8 of them, and also the 6 pins that you're going to have to swap out to put in the new LCI. We're going to basically be taking out all of them except for 2 yellow and black, and also black and yellow, which is right here, this one as well as this one. In order to get to the pins, all you have to do is flip up this little cap right here. I use this little tool. It's going to be closed down, insert it, flip it up, and then you'll have the pins exposed. Once that is done, all you have to do from there is use this, the edge of this, to push each pin out, and you're going to pull them out. Yeah, and just in case you guys mess any of the pins up, the new kit does come with replacement pins, so you should be fine right there. Alright, so to pull the pins out, pretty straightforward. You're going to use the edge of this pick. You're going to go in from the top, squeeze down and push down as you're doing it. Okay, slowly, and you're going to pull it straight out. Okay, now do remember guys, we're only going to leave in the 2 yellow and black wires. Alright, so make sure you don't take those out. One more time. Okay, just like that. I can go ahead and remove this cap completely, but just for the purposes of keeping everything easily switchable back to stock, I'm gonna just tape it off and set it to the side. For you guys to repin the new connector, it's pretty straightforward. This is pretty helpful because each bank is individually numbered. Just have to make sure that you're following the same orientation that you see on the chart. I'm gonna go ahead and insert all of the pins and then show you afterwards how to lock it into place. First one going into bank 1. Okay, last one. So now that we have all 6 pins inserted, make sure that it goes up all the way. You won't be able to lock it into place if you haven't done so. From there, you're going to use this purple tab. All you have to do is push it into place and it's going to securely lock everything. Simple as that. Alright, so we have these two pieces taped off. All we have to do now is just reinsert the taillight and test it out. Alright, so there you guys have it. Just wanted to show you guys a final comparison before we swap out the right side tail light. Just plugged everything in. Gonna do an initial test just to make sure the lights are working properly. Now we still need to code these out to make sure that there's no warning lights that come on the dash. For right now it should work. So Mark, I'm gonna go ahead and test it. Okay, this is a new one with the LED day running light. Looks super fresh. And on this side, as you guys can see the differences with both. The old design isn't bad, but I do prefer how the new one looks. Just gonna do an unlock real quick. Fully illuminated with the LED as well as this. I really love how the line of this looks. Super modern and super nice. I think right now I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up the right side. I think I want to show you guys how this looks in the night time, so why don't we just jump to that. Alright guys, and here it is. These are the taillights in the dark. Just wanted to give you an idea of how it looks. So this is the LCI and this is the pre-LCI right here. But I have Mark step on the brake just so you guys can kind of see the difference between both. Alright, press the brake. Okay, hazards. And now the reverse. Up close, this is definitely more illuminated as compared to this. It's kind of faint. A lot of people I know prefer the original style, but to me it's definitely more pronounced. It gives the back a very modern, clean, sleek design. I'm very curious to seeing how the full package looks together, so I'm gonna go ahead and install the other side and jump right back into the video.
Ryan, let's
Alright, and there you guys have it. The LCIs are finally installed. I will go ahead and note that in order for you guys to not have a check engine light on your dash, you will have to code them out. Now I will provide the instructions on how to do so in the description. It's a pretty straightforward tutorial. You're going to have to use Beamer code in order to code them out. There's several key steps you're going to have to follow. Pretty straightforward. All you have to do is make sure that you guys follow the instructions and you shouldn't have any issues. Now beyond that, super happy with how the taillights turned out. It looks incredible, especially right now in the evening time. On camera it's not doing it justice. It actually looks pretty orange, but trust me guys, these are bright red. But yeah, I really love how the back end of the car looks. Definitely more modern, giving it a more sleeker look, matching the front of the car as well. Show you guys. I know with the front and the rear dialed in, I now have the full LCI effect. Now There's a couple other things I really want to get done to the exterior of the car, and we are going to be addressing that in the next up and coming weeks, mainly to do with getting a front lip on the car as well as a spoiler. Apart from that, I really want to do a spacer and wheel stud conversion as well as getting the car lowered. Now, if you guys are excited to see some of that content, please make sure that you guys are subscribing. And the channel is growing phenomenally in the last couple weeks. I'm super happy for all of the support you guys have been giving me. If you definitely want to see more content with the M2, with Mark's build, with the bikes, any of that, please make sure you guys are subscribing. Super happy with the build so far, and I can't wait to see what's next. So if you guys are too, make sure to catch me on the next episode. Until then, we out.